And ask Joel Rogers if he would open our meeting with prayer.
Dear God, we come now humbly standing in need of prayer as we try to guide this county to new and prosperous opportunities and ways. We ask that you guide the hand that leads this county on a day-to-day basis, Ms. Watford, and look over her son who recently came out of surgery and is doing better today. Lord, guide the minds and the spirits of everyone involved in building Marion County for the better. And let us remember that our goal is to do what we can for all citizens at all times, in all ways. These are the blessings we ask in your son Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Freedom of information announcement. In accordance with the South Carolina Code of Law of 1976 as amended, the Marion Star Mullins Enterprise has been notified of the date, time, place, and agenda of this meeting. We need an approval of the minutes for November 14th.
So move.
Motion. Second.
Mr. Chair, I'd just like the record to reflect, I have a proxy for Robin Turner.
For this meeting.
Yes, sir.
And I have a proxy for Adam Floyd. Resolutions.
Not aware of anything we have, sir.
Ordinances.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of council. We have two items on the agenda today. Item A is still on hold. I talked to one of the attorneys involved yesterday, and they're still waiting on some further movement to move that one forward. Item B, second reading of ordinance 2023-13. You've had a full copy of this since first reading and the inducement resolution. It's an ordinance authorizing pursuant to Title 12, Chapter 44 of the Code of Laws of South Carolina, 1976, as amended, the execution and delivery of a fee in lieu of ad valorem tax agreement by and between Marion County, South Carolina, and Fox Hollow Solar LLC, and any sponsor affiliates to provide for a fee in lieu of ad valorem tax incentives and certain special source revenue credits and other matters related thereto. We just take action on second reading, please.
So move. Second.
Motion second. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. The ayes have it. Item 7, committee reports. Committee number 1 has nothing before it at this time, I don't think.
No, sir.
Committee number 2, Mr. Tenney.
Have nothing at this time, Mr. Chair.
Legal update.
Nothing in this section, sir.
Ms. Mindy Taylor, Duke Energy's check presentation. Good.
We have a little bit of show and tell. Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Down there?
Pardon?
You want us down there or you can?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to make a couple of comments about what the check's about, but Mr. Chairman, members of council, I'm Mindy Taylor, Director of Government Community Relations for Duke Energy, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here this morning. You know, as Duke Energy is investing in our system to make it more resilient to storms and harden our system, we also like to work with our communities to help them become more resilient. That's a lot of different things, but one of the ways we do that is partnering with our local emergency management organizations. And Justin and I were talking earlier this year about, were there any unmet needs, anything that they would need to have to help them do their job? And one of the things he identified was cell phone charging stations that would be portable, that could be taken to shelters in the event that shelters had to be open during a storm situation. And so Justin applied for a grant from the Duke Energy Foundation in the amount of $4,500. So I'm here today to present this check, and Justin wants to show you a little bit about how the money's been spent.
So these here, they have 8 different bays. Each one has multiple different phone charging cables that allow different types of devices. Also, when you open a locker, it gives you a generated key code, so nobody else can get in your locker. So it's safe, it's secure, it's portable. We can take these anywhere we need, and that allows people to have use of their cell phones in time of a storm.
Good deal. So now can we take a
Right. It's all good.
Where would you like us?
Yes, you need that for me to the side and we'll be going.
Yeah. Oh.
She said we were about some.
Mindy, we really appreciate that. Duke Energy has been a part of Marion County's team, and we appreciate everything they do. That's Brenda Jackson, Kenneth Cobb. Good news.
Special request to answer some questions. I think council should have received a letter in accordance with state law, and it's 134 that we send out at the beginning of it. And I think public health members, they have some concern. I'm here to answer any questions you may have about that.
One of the questions I had is, let us say there was a new system used. Yeah. Auditing, gotta be learning someone else. Just gonna have a new person.
I think one thing I know that it stated in there, in there that there's a process that everything in our audit is reviewed by another person, and that's nothing new. I mean, we're required by our peer review standards, where we are audited by another CPA firm to verify that we are doing things in accordance with our standards. We are required that everything that goes out of our office is reviewed by another person. So another CPA in our firm, and in this case, this Charles Jones, reviews this audit before it is released.
Kind of audit based on total expenditures of the budget that was passed by.
It's based on the total expenditures, but we also do look at, compliance with your budget.
One of my concerns is, in the past, we may or may not have, funded library, when necessarily passed by the council, when it was, appropriated to the library after the fact. That the budget was approved. And so my question is, how does this your audit kind of explain that if that takes place?
I'm not sure what year that occurred. I know the treasurer had brought that up to me, I think, just recently. What year did that occur?
I don't know the specific year, but it was my understanding that money was appropriated to the library after the fact, after the budget was approved by council.
I know that isn't a standing thing that is always a portion running forward. There's tax millage set aside for the library.
So are there any issues of that money being appropriated after the fact, after a budget has been?
Yeah, it should be a budget variance.
Okay.
If it was something that didn't. Wasn't payment for it, but I had to see what year that was, but that, right, when you drew the current year that will be under audit, or I don't believe it was 22.
Mhm.
Because I wanted, if I remember correctly, when she brought that up to me, I looked back at 22 and 22 was budgeted. I didn't bring my audit with me, and I.
No, it's fine. I just wanted to get some clarity on that process.
Yeah.
Because I know that the treasurer rightly had some concerns.
Mhm.
And want to make sure that it was addressed.
Yeah, I mean, and that would be, I mean, we've had many discussions in this council, presentations about budget variances, and that's one thing that is brought before council. In my presentations every year is the areas that are over budget. But, you know, that has been an issue in the past. It is not. You haven't gone over your budget, you know, total, but you have departments they go over. Your revenues maybe go over too, so. It is an issue.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon. Mr. Robert Briggs.
Good morning. So my name is Robert Brigman. I'm the quality control inspector from the Wateree Community Actions Weatherization Program. What we do, we go into low income homes. We try to weatherize them, make them more energy efficient, more comfortable for the client. Most of what we do, when people think about weatherization, they think about doors and windows, but what we do is a little more comprehensive. We install insulation. We try to make homes well insulated, we're air sealed, so that the conditioned air that they're paying for is staying in the home longer, lasting longer, reducing on the energy bills and consumption. I'm going to give a brief overview of our program. It's for low income individuals, 200% of the poverty guidelines. First, we start with a client intake. Our program coordinator contacts clients from our wait list and have them come in for the intake interview, where they bring in things like their driver's license, income documentations, or no income documentation. Then she refers that application to the home assessor, who comes in and actually makes sure the home is able to be weatherized. We are doing homes right now in Marion County, and the major issue that we run into is homes that have like major repair issues that need to be completed before weatherization can begin, such as like major roof leaks, plumbing issues. So we try to refer those clients to an agency that don't use government funds that we do. We're funded by Housing and Human Development and the Department of Energy. So those funds are like very critiqued. So when we can find a home that we can weatherize sufficiently, we write up a work order for the contractors to complete the home. They usually takes about 3 or 4 days to weatherize the home. And then we come back and inspect the home, make sure that everything that was installed in the home meets program guidelines. Any questions?
Some of the issues that you're facing, people who have flooring problems,
Yes, sir.
I get a lot of complaints from constituents, not just with your program, but other services that are available. A lot of these older homes, particularly something like please 75, I think they have a lot of flooring issues or the sinking. They have trouble with access. But do you have a list of some other organizations that you can reach out to?
We do, and those programs usually have their own waiting list, their own like criteria they need to meet those programs. But what we did find out in our last conference meeting, there's a website called findhelp.org. It's talking with the zip code and populates a list of not only like repair programs, but food assistance, utility assistance, a lot of things that I use. And also, so with those soft floors, usually like a underlying problem, like leaking pipes and some leaking on the home for a while. So we try to address those.
Do you find people who, well, first of all, next, how do people reach out to you?
I did bring some flyers and some contact information. Just really call our office. I'll speak with Jen Knack, our program coordinator. She puts you on hold.
Anybody else?
Mr. Brickman, you said it's a low income. What's the cap? You know, the range of income, what's the highest you make?
So I'll run down the breakdown for the red beauty. So for a family of one, this the maximum monthly income is $2,023. The annual income can exceed $24,000. Family size of two is $2,443. The annual income can exceed $32,920. A family of three, $3,463 a month. Their yearly income can exceed $41,560. For a family of four, their monthly income can exceed $104,000. Excuse me, their monthly income can exceed $4,183. Their monthly income can exceed $50,000 a year. So I have five in that detail.
Okay.
Got another one? No other question? Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Administrative update.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of council and all of you who are in attendance today. Just got a couple of updates. Our capital sales updates are as follows. We have for our airport, we have several new customer inquiries, and we are moving forward with our airport layout plan of 2025. For our animal shelter, we are continuing to coordinate a town hall. I discussed this last meeting in November, but we are coordinating a town hall meeting in January to discuss questions and answers, or to have questions and answers, and any questions that our citizens will have. We'll do a couple series. I think it's very important because we've had a lot of changes with our animal shelter. We've had a lot of new things that we're implementing. And so I think it's important for our citizens to know what's going on with our shelter. So we'll start that Q&A in January for our animal shelter. As far as the parking lot is concerned, we're pretty much complete. It looks amazing. And Sandy Watford, who is our engineer from the PD COG, will do a 90-day watch period, which means she'll just kind of still watch and make sure that things are being sealed properly. But other than that, we're complete on our project, on our parking lot project. So more updates will be available when we'll have a small ribbon cutting. Under our miscellaneous, Trinity and our Trinity Behavioral Health and PDRTA is partnering. And as you know, Trinity serves Marion, Marlboro, and Dillon County, and PDRTA is partnering with them to provide transportation to if someone has a medical need and needs to get to Trinity, they're coordinating that so that we can pick up our citizens from their home and take them directly to Trinity Behavioral Care at the front door. So I thought that was a great partnership, and I'll give you more updates as those arrive. Next thing I want to talk about is our planning and zoning department will also do a Q&A for our citizens starting in January. Is basically just a Marion County one-on-one to address any questions or concerns that citizens may have. We want to educate on various topics such as business license, code enforcement, building codes, animal control, building permits, and much more. I think that's also important because over the years, things have changed and citizens really need to know what are the updated information that they need to move forward with a business plans or building a house or purchasing a house. So we'll have those Q&As, but we're going to go out to the citizens for this particular department. We'll start in the lower part of Marion County and work our way up. So it'll be a quarterly thing. So as we change the locations, I will let you know. But moving on, one thing that I am really excited about and wanted to share with council and members here is I would like to implement what is called Text My Gov. Text My Gov. Text My Gov is an app that will allow citizens to text the county and the county to then text out back to the citizens, not long messages, but where do I pay my bill? When is my trash being picked up? Where can I get my business license? When is the animal shelter closed? When is the animal shelter open? Very specific topics that I will build, and I have a team that will help me build answers in the background so that if in the event of an emergency, if something closes, a road is blocked, a tree is there, we can send that text out and those who have subscribed to Text My Gov will receive that message. So what we'll do is have a really big campaign to have everybody subscribe to Text My Gov. We'll have our own 843 phone number. And that number will be specific to Marion County. And that number, you'll, just like anything else, a subscription, you'll receive those text messages free of charge. And that information will then go out to you. And of course, I will ask my employees to do it first so that then they can share that with their family and so forth and so on. But it's just a very convenient way. We're in a technology age, so we need to be able to reach our citizens in a quick manner. So it's a very convenient way to communicate. So I'm excited about that, and we will launch that in January. And that is all of the updates that I have. Any questions?
Is that China Technology?
That is not. It is a separate company, but they will work. Tyler is more so for our financial and our HR platforms, building platforms, but they're going to work with creative consultants, who's our IT, to kind of help build exactly what we want. And again, it'll be specific to Marion County.
Will that app be available on the website?
It will be on the website. I'll have flyers. We'll push it out heavily so that people understand the information and know the information. And then once they have it, then we'll utilize it pretty much on a day-to-day basis.
Thank you, Ms. Watson. Item 13, requests and comments by members of council.
Things, one, Ms. Walker, can you please have someone address the potholes, 5 samples, some really need that addressed. Let me first acknowledge work has begun. Thanks, Senator Williams. Work has begun on renovations at the Community Center and Park. That should be finished in the next 4 months. And it's going to allow the community to have a new facility. Kids have to play and walk areas for to walk and exercise. So we're really excited about that. It's talking to senator members in the community. We're looking forward to that part being renovated and open. So thanks to Senator Williams for helping to secure funding to make that possible. To the partners who helped out, particularly key for the culture. So that's something that we're looking forward to. I can't wait to get started. I do have a question. request for the administrator. I was wondering if you could reach out to PDRT and to see if they can, during the summertime, see if they can provide a route from Centenary, stop in Centenary and stop in Griffith's Neck, so that some of the teenagers can take the bus to the beach for summer jobs. Working down at Pavilion when I was at high school, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grades, that was a great summer opportunity. Other kids worked at other facilities, hotels, but it was always a matter of how do you get there? So we would pack sometimes 6 or 7 kids in a vehicle just to make that trip. So PDRT is already providing some of the services, so I'm wondering that if we can guarantee transportation, then we go ahead and work with some of the businesses down at the beach that need some summer employees. So that we can follow the schools to identify some of the kids who can take advantage of that opportunity to go down to the beach world and get some more cultural experience. And help out in for beach for employees.
Yes, sir.
The last request I want to make is for a resolution to honor Mr. Malachi Woodbury. He recently turned 101, and we didn't get a chance last year during this time period to honor him. He'll just turn 101 years old, one of the oldest, if not the oldest person in our county. He's a farmer. He used to be a farmer and worked in different places, country welding. For a 60-year member of the Griffith's Neck Masonic Lodge, 36. He's just been a giant in the community, and he's recognized in part as the father of current father in the church. He has still a sharp mind. Lets me hear what his thoughts are whenever I get a chance to interact with him. But we wanted to recognize him for his good health, good mind, and his contributions to the church and to the community for what he's going on in 1 years.
Second. Anybody else?
I do have one thing.
All right.
Chuck, got a question for you. Everything is completed on the Willoughby property, correct?
Yes, but
Okay.
everything with the purchase, correct?
Everything with the purchase is
Yes.
ours.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to put a motion on the floor that the 4.4 acres right across the road from the emergency entrance to the hospital be designated for Marion County long-term recovery. I know we were looking for a permanent home that they could have a warehousing unit. And I think that would be a great opportunity for us to put Marion County, because it is our long-term recovery. Right on the main drag.
Got a motion?
Second.
Second. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Yeah, we didn't vote on that, did we? You made the motion on Malachi Woodbury?
No.
I seconded it. You did.
Joe.
I seconded it. We didn't have any discussion. Is there any discussion on that?
Yeah.
No.
All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Likewise? The ayes have it. All right, so we have a need for an executive session. For
Yes, sir.
personnel and contracts.
Yes, sir.
Need a motion for executive session. Motion second, discussion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed likewise, the ayes have it. We will go in executive session. No action was taken. We need to come out of executive session and go back in our open session.
So move.
Motion second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise, the ayes have it. We're now out of executive session in the open session. What I hear from Marion County. Adjourn.
Adjourn.